Hello and welcome to the news on CCTV International. I'm Pan Deng in Beijing. The highest level conference yet on climate change has opened in New York. 100 world leaders gathered at the UN to try to jumpstart stalled negotiations toward a global climate pact. Li Qiong has more.
UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon called on presidents, prime ministers and other leaders to accelerate the pace of negotiations. He urged them to strengthen the ambition of what is on offer for a deal at the World Climate Conference in Copenhagen, Denmark in December. Much attention is fixed on U.S. President Barack Obama's first UN speech. He said the United States is determined to act.
There's a recognition that the threat from climate change is serious, it is urgent, and it is growing. Our generation's response to this challenge will be judged by history. For if we fail to meet it boldly, swiftly, and together, the time we have to reverse this tide is running out. No one nation can meet this challenge alone. The United States has also engaged more allies and partners in finding a solution than ever before.
Also addressing the opening session of the summit, Chinese President Hu Jintao called for stronger international efforts. He introduced the latest measures China is taking.
China will make great efforts to develop renewable and nuclear energy. We will endeavour to increase the share of non-fossil fuels for primary energy consumption to about 15% by 2020.
Tuesday's UN summit seeks to add pressure on rich nations to commit to greenhouse gas cuts and to pay for poorer nations to burn less coal and preserve their forests. Major economies are expected to spell out national plans for billions of people and their households, businesses and farms in the decades ahead. Li Qiong, CCTV.
Shortly after his arrival in New York, President Hu Jintao held talks with leaders from several countries who are attending the international summits.
President Hu Jintao met Japanese Prime Minister Yukio Hatoyama for the first time on the sidelines of the UN meetings on Monday. Hu Jintao says he hopes that during Hatoyama's term of premiership, bilateral relations will show more active growth. President Hu put forward 5 propositions on developing China-Japan relations. They include enhancing high-level communications, improving the feelings between the two peoples, and promoting cooperation in economic matters and Asian affairs. Hu Jintao says he hopes Japan will live up to its commitment and properly handle issues of historical events in Taiwan with bilateral relations in mind. Hatoyama says he fully agrees with Hu Jintao's proposal to advance bilateral ties. He also pledged that his government will continue to abide by the Japan-China Joint Declaration on the Taiwan issue. President Hu Jintao also held a meeting with his French counterpart, Nicolas Sarkozy, who says his meeting with Sarkozy during the G20 summit earlier this year helped bring bilateral ties back on the right course. This year marks the 45th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries. President Hu says he's ready to work with the French side to promote the development of a strategic partnership. Sarkozy says he was pleased to see the rapid development of bilateral ties and believes the France-China relationship was progressing smoothly. Also on the sidelines of the UN meetings, President Hu Jintao met with his Turkmeni counterpart, Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov. To further relations, President Hu Jintao put forward a 5-point proposal, including a natural gas pipeline project and deepening security cooperation. Earlier in the day, President Hu Jintao met with his Bolivian counterpart, Evo Morales, pledging to further exchanges and cooperation. Li Qiong, CCTV.